make me laugh.
And we are live. Woo! So happy. I like the whole blue thing you got going on there today, Terri.
Well, I converted everything. I emptied out my study finally, and so I moved everything upstairs to my study where I should be. So blue makes me happy.
Oh, I love that. Apparently green makes me happy. I'm just kidding.
That's going to be my next project, is figure out a green screen. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can't use the green screen in here. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, really?
No, it stinks. I wish we could. Although you can, if you upgrade to Zooms, like to a higher level with Zoom, then you can use Zoom inside of here. But I don't know. I'm kind of liking this Be Live stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
So if you guys are joining us live, we are here with Terri Grigsby, and Terri is our Tutorpreneur hero. So we're going to be sharing about specifically why she's our Tutorpreneur hero. We're going to be asking her some questions today, and she's going to be revealing some of her secrets with us today.
Oh, yes.
So I'm super excited that she's here. If you're here, introduce yourself. Say hey. We'd love to see who is on live with us right now. So we're going to get started and just going to go with the flow here. So Terri, how did your journey begin as an online tutor?
So I had been teaching math in regular public schools, and I taught for about 19 years high school and 10 years at a community college. Then some things happened in my life, and I had to leave that job. And I went to go find another high school job this summer and last summer, and nobody would hire me, even though I had all this experience. So I wanted to still teach, though, because I love teaching so much. So I figured, well, what can I do? Well, I can tutor. And then someone mentioned to me, well, why don't you try online? I thought, wow, that's a really good idea. So then I went searching online, and then that's how I found you. And so it all began. That's how it all began. So I get to teach again, and I get to love what I do, and it's been wonderful.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. It really does stink that, like, the more experience you get in teaching, the harder it becomes to get a job.
Well, then the funny thing is, a lot of people didn't hire me because they thought I wouldn't know technology. And what if I had to do to be an online tutor? Learn all the technology.
You had to learn
on them.
Booyah. That's right. And then half the great technology that you want to be able to use, you can't use in school because it's not theirs, or it's just crazy. So yay, now you get to teach freely the way you want and be able to close the gap for those kiddos in math. And how awesome. They're so blessed to have you. I remember you mentioning in the group that after you got, I think it was after one of your very first students, you started tutoring online. He had mentioned that that you just taught him in a way that he really, really understood.
Yes. And because at the end of every session, I say, okay, how did it go? How did you feel? Is there things we can improve on? What do you like? And they said, well, I just love how you teach. It makes everything easy. And I wish you could be my teacher. And that just warmed my heart. Like, yes, I'm back teaching again. So it's been so wonderful.
Yeah. And, you know, our kids.
More.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's like, yep, I'm in the right place. This is exactly what I was meant to be doing. Last week, we had a financial guy come to the house, and he's asking, you know, what I did. And so I explained what I do. And then he's talking about retirement, right? And he's talking about retirement with my husband. And then he turns his head, he looks at me, and he says, so what about you? What are your plans for retirement? I said, I don't have plans for retirement. It's going to have to be something really big that takes me out, because you know what? This is my purpose. This is my calling.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. That's how I feel.
And I don't have to quit because of an age.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
We could keep doing this as long as we want to do it, which is awesome. So you had mentioned that you found out about me. You started like typing stuff in, and you found me through YouTube. Did you say?
I did find you through YouTube. And I'll be honest. I mean, I looked. There's a bunch of online tutoring things on there, so I looked at a few people's, and you can tell who's just being cheesy and trying to get you to do stuff. And when I hit yours, your steps made so much sense to me, and you were so authentic that I thought, okay, well, I'll learn some more. So I watched more YouTubes, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to her website, which of course you add in all the YouTubes, which is a good hint. And so then I found your website, and then finding your website got me to find the Ultimate Support Group. And that's where I found Kickstart, and then it really all began.
Yes, and I remember, so we did this 5-day challenge, and I'm going to give you guys all a link because I now have it so that anybody at any point in time can go through this 5-day challenge that Terri went through. So I'm going to copy that link and put it on in the comments, because now you guys can, if you haven't done the 5 days to kickstart your online tutoring business, you need to do it, right, Terri?
Yes.
Because it got you started. I just remember, like, you showed up every single day, and I was like, oh, this Terri girl, she's gonna make it, she's gonna do it. And it was just awesome. So how did the Kickstart Your Tutoring Business Challenge help you with your business?
Well, so much that I can hardly say, but I went into that thinking, okay, I'm going every day. And every day you gave us an assignment, and I said to myself, okay, no matter what happens in your day, you are going to get this done. So like I worked all day. I worked all night to get the assignments done. I mean, and I didn't know that much. I mean, actually, I didn't know anything about websites or all the blogging or anything. So I would do the video, write the script, learn it real fast, try to do the video, get it done by the next day. And I just told myself, you're not going to bed each night till you get this done. And because I did that, like I had so much in place just from that 1 week. It was like so amazing. I've revised so much since then, but it really got me started.
Well, and that was the whole bit. Like, let's just get people started. You got something up so that you can start getting that website out. Now, you had 2 people contacting you that they wanted to start tutoring, like by the end of that week or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And yes, I had to, like, I spread the word everywhere, like Facebook and my friends at church. I did it, anybody I knew. And then I also advertised everywhere I could around town. But in the meantime, I was working on my website the whole time, trying to get things up, trying to make them look good. And then when I finally went in and did the websites that win, I really got the SEO stuff going. And then I've gotten so many referrals just in this last week that I've done that. I've gotten 5 new referrals this week, and this morning, right before we started, I landed somebody that's going to go 2 times a week online. I talked him out of in-person and to go online instead. So
awesome.
It's been amazing.
Wow. You have just gone into this like wholeheartedly. I've had people say like, would I be able to get book solid by, in 4 months? Is that even possible? And, I look at people like you and I think, yeah, if you take these shortcuts that I'm teaching you how to do, you absolutely can. If you take these actions like you did, you absolutely can. I mean, you are like the poster child for that 5-day Kickstart Your Online Tutoring Business, because it really got you into taking action.
Oh,
and then you wanted to continue taking action.
Yeah, and I've learned so much from all the tips in all the videos and the conferences and everything. Like, I wouldn't be where I even am right now without that. I'm not book solid, but every day I'm gaining new people. Like, every week I'm getting more and more, so it's been great.
You really are. You really are. And I can't tell you what an inspiration you are to so many people. Even this morning when I was doing our group coaching call, people were like, I can't wait to see Terri Grigsby and how she's got so many people. You are a rock star.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I'm going to celebrate every success I have along the way. Like, the people in the Ultimate Support Group know that I'll go in there and post a hooray, something wonderful happened. Like when I got my first client or when somebody first looked at my website. I mean, I'm going to celebrate along the way because it pushes me to do more and more and more. So it's been great.
Absolutely. We all need to do that, right? Celebrate along the way. What a great tip. We need to celebrate along the way so that we can acknowledge the steps that we are taking, because they're going to get us to that final destination and that final goal. Right. So you did the 5-day Kickstart, and then you decided, you know what, I'm going to move on into the Insider Secrets Club with these people. And what has your experience been there?
So before I decided, I did the Kickstart, and then I was like, do I want to do the Insiders? Because it costs money, and when you're starting out, you don't have any money. And then I thought, well, to become a teacher, I had to take classes, and I knew I was getting good tips, and I thought, well, I would pay whatever I paid to learn something new in a class, why wouldn't I do it for insiders? And so I took the plunge, and all the things on within insiders, all the videos and all the classes have just taught me so much, and I've not even looked at all of them yet. So it's totally been worth it. And I've booked so many clients now through all these tips that it's more than paid for that class.
Yeah, absolutely.
to join insiders. I think of it as a class, but because I'm learning every day.
Yeah, because there's so many resources in there. Right now we have the special package right now that includes like 5 different courses that you can get along with that. And so that was pretty awesome. Now you've gotten 6 clients total, right? So far?
More than that now.
Or did it go up since the last?
It went up this weekend. I've actually...
All right, so how many do you have now?
I have, as of this morning, right before we started, I'm up to 11.
Oh my God!
I've gotten more people to mention, come into my website and stuff, but I've got 11 to do it. So I must be getting better at selling myself.
It does come with confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It gets easier when you have that confidence, and yeah, absolutely. And so what have been the most successful methods you've been utilizing to get those clients?
Well, one of the biggest tips you gave me actually in one of the group calls was when I asked, well, how do you get people to go online? I'm not getting them to do it. You said, well, you got to talk them into it, And I realized, well, when I'm in person with somebody, I can talk them into it. But I wasn't doing that as well through email and stuff. So then I really changed how I did things. That just really helped get people talked into doing it and stuff. Yep. So that's really helped a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I even have a script to help people too. Along with that, there's special scripts that guide people through that whole process and how do you do it. And there's a whole sales process along with it that is really easy to get people to say yes to online tutoring. And
I've had to fine tune that quite a bit actually, because at first I was giving them way too much information and it was overwhelming them. So I had to pull back and realize, okay, this is what you need right now. Email me again and we can continue the conversation. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, when I have the people emailing me, I usually ask one question of them, and that is, tell me more about your child and what they're struggling with. Then they answer that question, right?
Yeah, that's the tip I got from you.
Absolutely. And then invite them right on after that. You're going to invite them into the free assessment. Right. And once they try that free assessment, you guys, pretty much from there, they're sold. Like, you don't really have too much selling. Have you found that to be true?
Once they go online, they just love it. It's just crazy. Well, I mean, young people like using all the technology anyway, so they're pretty much sold. You just have to convince the parents. So, yeah. And one thing I'm doing, I'm playing with it a little bit, but I'm doing it is because I'm in mathematics. I've started sending, if somebody books and they're booked for like 3 or more sessions, I'll send them a free graphics tablet. Because I don't have to send them the top of the line, but then that way for math, they can start writing. It's like, oh, I get this freebie, and it's more than paying for it to me because I'm getting their business. So
exactly,
that's been working really nice.
Very cool. And which tablet do you send them?
I'm not sending them the top of the line, just one that works. So I'm using I don't know how to say it, Huion?
Huion?
Yeah.
The Huion. It's like Huion or something like that.
Yeah. But it's working and it does the trick and they love playing with it. And so that's been working out really well.
Yes. And that's a great one to use. I mean, it works, and that's all you need to do is work, right? So
that's not the one I'm using. I'm using a much more advanced one because I'm using it all the time. But for them, it works perfect.
Yes, absolutely. And Adtal said, I'm going to show what he said here. He said, yeah, totally. Far easier to sell online tutoring to students than some of the parents.
Absolutely. I've learned a lot from Atul too. I've looked at his videos and it's been great. I've learned so much from him.
And Denise mentioned that you are very inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Denise. I just love this. I think it's so much fun that, it's easy when you're authentic about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Denise also put, this is a great freebie deal, and then it makes it easier to work with students. I'm thinking she's talking about the freebie of the Kickstart Your Online Tutoring Business one, or is she talking about the freebie that we give our clients? Or, I bet it's the free assessment. Yeah. It's got to be the assessment, right, Denise?
People love freebies, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And I found like in the beginning that if I tried to, I tell people that my assessments usually cost $200 because if they were to go somewhere else, that's what it would cost them. It would cost $200 to do an assessment like this, and I offer it for free. So it's a great value. But when I did charge for it, I had to sell them in that process. Then I had to sell them into the online tutoring.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I don't really like the selling process. And so let's just
to me.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Like we try lots of different things and then we find the things that work. So
absolutely.
Yeah. This has been the magic formula. Do the freebie, give the assessment, and then talk to them about the results and what they're noticing at school, and
that's right.
Sign them up. Sign them up.
Yep.
I had one person not believe me when I told them I have a 98% close rate on people who get the free assessment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, so it absolutely works. Either I just got really good at it or I don't know. But yeah, I very rarely have somebody not move forward with the online tutoring once they have gone through the free assessment.
Oh,
once
that's
they've gotten
good.
that far. Yeah. So keep doing it, you guys. It works. All right. So what has your experience been like with teaching math online?
Well, it's been so much fun. I use BitPaper. I mean, I don't know if I could do it without BitPaper. It's such a great program because for math, you can't really use the keyboard. There's so many specialized characters that, you know, being able to write on a whiteboard and being able to have them write on the whiteboard so you can see their work and how they're working things out. And they're also talking to you at the same time. It's just fabulous.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been using BitPaper to do that. And you can bring in all your homework. Like what I normally do so far is I'll email them the night before to remind them about the tutoring. And I'll say, if you have any handouts or textbook you want us to look at, email me those pages. They can just take a picture of it. And then I have those ready when we start the session. We load them up. We get going. It's been great. It's been really great. Only had a couple of techie issues where like Skype hung up on me, but the person I booked today, we're going to do Zoom. So I'm going to get experience with Zoom with that. So.
Got it. There you go. Yes. What I like about Zoom is that there are less dropped calls.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Yeah. And so then because what it does is it just pauses for a few seconds and then all of a sudden they come back on it. Right. So it's just a much more smooth, user-friendly experience all around because those drop calls were really annoying.
But really for the math, it's been great because it's really better than in person because you do get the face-to-face encounter. You do get all the writing that you can see, but the kids also have to explain things to you verbally.
Yes.
You don't always do that. And sometimes they cheat off your paper to figure out how to do something. Well, they can't do that now. So
yeah, exactly.
More to have to use more of their senses to learn the math or whatever subject.
Yeah. It is. It's all them, and they are having to do a lot more of that thinking process, which is exactly what they need to be doing in the first place. Yeah, Atolls mentioned that too with the math as well, that they need to explain so much more. And I even find that too. If I'm not understanding what the kids are saying, it's like you need to use some different words to explain that. Try again.
Right, exactly.
And you know, the talking that they need to do, they do need to utilize their talking skills a lot more in order to communicate what they want to communicate, because they can't use as many of those other kinds of tools that they would use for you to kind of get what they are talking about. And so they have to use the verbal skills so much more. And that is going to make these kiddos succeed even quicker, I think, at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And we kind of already talked about this, about how your students have been. So we talked about that one student that, you know, was so excited about the online tutoring. How have your other students responded to the online math tutoring?
Well, I think they come in a little skeptical, and then we go to the whiteboard and they get to draw or write, and they're just like, wow. I mean, I've had a 35-year-old come in and just cheer along that she got to write on a shared board. So they actually love it. And I think they actually, in a way, like the distance, because they can think, you know, I'm not breathing on their shoulders. They can think about stuff and then write stuff. And I can see, you know, through the Zoom or Skype, oh, I can tell you don't have any idea what I'm talking about. Let's discuss this more. So it's a really good back and forth. So
yeah, for sure. Now I had Bettina has asked, did I create my own pre-assessment? I came up with my own formula of a pre-assessment because I wanted to use the best tools that were out there. So I used the QRI-4. There is now a QRI-6 that tests the comprehension and word list to find out what sight words they know. And from there, I'm able to determine a grade level that they're reading at. And I can use that to determine each, every 3 months, are they increasing in their grade levels? There's also, if they're dyslexic, I throw in a couple of other assessments in there to be able to gauge and determine what skills have they not mastered yet, so that I know what I need to add into the mix for them as compared to other students who may have already mastered those skills. So for that, I did create my very own assessment and I've shared that with people in the reading interventionist group and the people at the conference last week, that particular pre-assessment that I do. And then Bettina also asked, for you, Terri, do you book by email or do you have a scheduling system where you book people online?
Okay, so I'm just starting out. I mean, this is week 6, right?
I know!
So at first, because I didn't have that many clients, I've just been doing it by email, but I can tell already I need to find a system now to help me book. I did originally when I built my website, I put a booking system in there and I thought, this is ridiculous. I don't even have one client yet. So I just thought, well, once business gets bigger, then I'll go to that. So I'm planning. That's one of my steps. Like one of the things you said at the beginning is keep track of all your questions, because this whole system just overloads me. Like there's so much I have to do. So I have my handy dandy book right here, and it goes everywhere except my bedroom when I go to bed at night. And I write down stuff on it all the time to keep track. Okay, what do I need to do next? Because I got really overwhelmed at the beginning, so overwhelmed because I had so much to do. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to do one thing, get that done, move on to the next. And I did that, and it was like, okay, I know I have a lot to do, but I know I can do this, this, this before I have to do everything. So, you know, Bettina, that's on my list. I'm going to be figuring out a booking system online now. So
well, check out My School Books. It's the cheapest thing out there, and it has everything you will need to run the backside of your business. You can keep track of taxes. You can keep track of mileage. You can keep track of expenses. You can take care of all of your payments through there. You can create a registration form where they can just register for that free assessment right away. There's so many things in myschoolbooks.com. You guys will absolutely love it. So I can't speak higher about that tool. You do get to try it out absolutely free for the first 30 days. And like I said, it is absolutely the best tool that's out there. I'll put a link inside of here for people so that they have access to that. Awesome. Let's see, any other, feel free, you guys, as we go along here, to ask any questions that you have. We're here to answer them. That's why we are here, is to not only acknowledge Terri for being our Tutorpreneur Hero of the Week.
There I am cheering myself again.
You know what? If we can't cheer ourselves on, who can?
Exactly.
I have to tell you, though, you are one. You are so humble. I remember when I first mentioned this to you, you're like, I don't really know if I have that much to offer, and it's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You have a ton to offer. So definitely don't think that you don't have enough to offer. Now, if you guys are watching.
So.
Well, you know what? We all do. You know, we're all in that learning stage together, but you have come so far and you've already gotten so many clients that, I mean, you're just going to keep learning, growing, getting bigger, doing more. I can't wait to see what your business looks like 2 months from now. Because I wouldn't be surprised if your book's solid in 2 months. I mean, this has only been 6 weeks that you've been in this.
That's all.
Only 6 weeks that she already has 11 students. That's absolutely incredible. So if you guys are watching this right now, one thing that you can do to get more people to know about us and about our community is to hit that share button. So we want to keep growing. We want to help more people like Terri be able to, get online tutoring students and be able to create these businesses and get the results that they want. So don't be shy, hit that share button, and let's see the magic happen as our community just continues to grow. Now, you had mentioned to me your favorite product, the favorite program inside of the Insider Secrets Club that you had gotten to utilize with your business. And which was your favorite program?
It was Websites That Win. It went into so much more detail than the Kickstart does, and it just really helped me fill out my website and learn all those extra things.
Yes, it does. And so it filled in the gap so that people then can begin to find you online. We go into the SEO and all of those fantastic tools. And at first I was like, in honor of Terri, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give people 20% off. But I changed my mind, you guys. I'm not going to give you 20% off. Instead, I'm going to actually give you guys, anybody who goes on in and orders this program only until Friday, I'm going to give you 50% off using the discount code of Terri's name. This is because Terri is so awesome. All you have to do is put in coupon code Terri, TERRI, and you will get an automatic 50% off. How awesome is that, you guys? Pretty sweet, right?
Yes.
All right, if you guys are excited, put woo in the comments. All right, so Ron would like to know, do you use an assessment for math?
I am not currently using an assessment, but I think that's because I've taught for so long. Like, I can figure out pretty fast where the issues are. But, that's a good question. I just haven't needed one so far, so I have not done that.
Yeah. And, for me, like, when it came to the reading, I wanted to be able to show growth. And so I wanted to be able to show growth from, like, where are they at, when they start with me, and then in 3 months, where are they at? And, are they increasing? What's going on? And
see, for me, it's a little different because my ideal client is somebody in school, in high school or college. They're going to be graded all the time, quizzes, tests. If those go up, I'm good to go. And so far, those grades have been going up. That's kind of my assessment,
Yes, it is.
because that's my market. If I was doing my own class, I probably would have an assessment just to gauge that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, if we were to talk about, like, some of the math assessments that are out there are from Let's Go Learn. And there's one, it's called the DOMA, and there's another one called the ADAM. And the ADAM assessment just tests all those, like, basic skills from, like, 1st through 6th grade. And the DOMA starts testing, like, the algebra and the higher level skills in there. But like you said, like, there isn't really an assessment for those higher level math skills that you're teaching them. And so it is going to come down to, what are you working on in class? What can I help you with so that you can succeed and get that better grade?
And it becomes so apparent so fast whether they know how to do something or not. And if they don't, we stop and we do that.
Yes. Well, perfect. That's awesome. We got some woos out there. We got Kristen. We got Denise. We got Jakara. They're all excited. Woo, woo. Awesome. All right. So I want you to pretend, Terri, and I'm sure there's somebody out there in our audience right now that there's a new person who's just joined us. And what advice would you give that person who is just kind of getting started in this whole entire thing? What kind of advice would you give them?
Oh, first of all, find the best place to learn new things. For me, it's been here with your programs. I'm honestly saying that. I've looked at others, and this is the best place. The other great tip I'd have, because I was learning everything brand new. So, like, I had to learn Zoom and PayPal and Skype. I had to learn how to do bit paper. So what I would do is I took my tablet and I took my phone, and I created different accounts than on my computer so that I could test everything before I had my first student. Or even
Yes.
if I wanted to try something new, I'd log in as other people so I could test it. I could see the screens, see if everything looked right. And it really taught me so much. And then also, you've got to keep a notebook as things go. What worked, what didn't work. As you hear new ideas, write them down so you can check them out. And like I said before, like, take one step at a time. You don't have to do everything at once. It's not necessary. Do the most important things to get you going. For me, that was in-person, locally advertising. I even have magnets on my car with my name on it, so everywhere I drive, they see tag tutoring. And then as I've gone, I'm moving more of my energy into the online stuff. So those would be my biggest recommendations. Here at 6 weeks, like an old timer.
Right? I know. I love it. I do that. Like, you mentioned that. I'm like, yeah, I totally did that too. I had my husband get on Skype in the other room, and I was on Skype on my computer here, and I was like, I just want to see what it looks like on both sides.
Well, and here's the other thing I did. I was not going to take community college kids because they couldn't pay much. But I decided to take in a couple because I thought, okay, I'm training myself how to use all this. And I'd only take them in if they do online. So I let them pay at a very cheap rate because I know their class is going to be over soon anyway. And I've really used them as my guinea pigs and trained with them. And that has been fantastic. I learned so much and got so many kinks out that way. So.
Oh, very cool. And now as you start charging more, you can really feel like real confident in the services that you're providing for your ideal client, which is awesome.
Right.
Awesome. So Ronald Johnson here said, it is true. You always learn so much more once you begin working with the students. And that's what I tell people. Don't wait until everything is perfect before you get started. Get started. And then everything will slowly become perfect.
Because I wouldn't have been started yet if I was waiting for that.
No. And I'm glad that you didn't. I'm glad that you didn't do that. I'm glad that you're like, nope, I'm going to do this. She said to do this. Now I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And let's get it all in place. And that's exactly what you did. Awesome.
Because why should I reinvent the wheel when you guys have all been through it?
Exactly.
You know? I've had to learn from you. And same with Ultimate Support Group. I'll throw out a question and we can all talk about it. And I can get my information and it starts these great conversations back and forth that we all learn something. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And that's the whole purpose of it, right? You know, let's connect and share knowledge together and be able to be there for each other. Now, Dina Grimes said, do you play any online math games with your students?
Well, you know what's so funny? You have an hour with them and you think you have a million minutes to deal with stuff. And I've found, especially higher level, we just use all the time and we look up and the hour's gone. So I have not really used any math games with them. I haven't had any time yet. I'm going to start doing a 7th grader this week. So I might be starting with that, but not so far.
You know, I don't really play too many reading games with my students either. We are engaged in reading pretty much from the time that they start their session until the end of the session. I know that when a lot of people did like the in-person tutoring, they were used to kind of playing some of these games, but you got to use the tools that you've got, and I want to always keep my kiddos engaged in the activity that's going to get them the results. And so, you know, you do that the best that you can to get those results. Now, there might be some great games out there that you could utilize that'll enhance those skills. I know in the classroom, there are a lot of great card games for kids with math, and, you know, you can play those card games to be able to enhance those skills and that kind of stuff. So there are.
And I'm also not really dealing with remedial students very much at my level. My ideal client is somebody that's in algebra already or in pre-calculus. So that's not quite as vital to do all that remedial stuff for them at this point. But if it is, online math game would keep them really engaged. So I'm putting it in my book, Dina. That goes in my book.
That goes in her book. Oh, look for some cool games to make it fun for some of these younger kids. Awesome. Oh, fantastic. So let's see. All right, I'm looking to see if we got anything else. I don't see any other new comments. So again, if you're wondering, okay, why is Joanne on Facebook Live right now? Well, it's because we have awarded Terri Grigsby the Tutorpreneur Hero of the Week. Woo!
I cheer every time, you guys.
You know what? You have You have other people cheering and you here too. So we've got this special thing. It's called the Boom Shaw that we do in the Insider Secrets Club. And so if you guys have been in the Insider Secrets Club with us, I would love for you guys to do a Boom Cha with me. Even if you haven't and you would just write Boom Cha, that would be awesome. Spell it any way you want to. We'll get it. But our Boom Cha goes like this. We go Boom Shaw.
I love it.
It looks cool when you're on the computer, right? Because
I've boom shot a few people in my day.
All right. I thought we made that up here, but all right.
No, people, don't go there, Joanne. I don't think like that.
Gotcha. All right. Good. Me either. Usually.
Boom chaws, you guys.
Yes, they're boom chawing you. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, I can't wait to see where your business is in a couple of months because you are just rocking it. So keep taking those actions. You are going to keep killing it. I'm so glad that you joined us. And if you guys want to take advantage of that 50% off coupon for from we're going to say it's from Terri for the Websites That Win class, and you haven't taken it yet, come on in. You can try it on out. If you haven't had a chance to join the 5 days, the 5-day challenge, check that out. It's all on up, and you'll be able to go through that process and hopefully get the same kind of results that Terri got while she was doing it. And also, don't forget to click share. The more shares that we can click, the better, because we want to get as many people seeing this stuff as we possibly can. Well, that's all we got for today, you guys. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next week with our Best Resource Award winner. I'm not going to share who it is yet. You're going to have to wait and see. All right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
You did awesome.